Alright guys, so here we are with another tier list. This is gonna be the biggest tier list ever, you guys. We have an entire Godzilla Kaiju tier list, every iteration for certain monsters. You know, we have Showa, Heisei, and Millennium Incarnations for certain monsters in here as well. I wanted a tier list like that because let's be honest, some monsters, their roles aren't the same when they go from era to era. So, check this out. Big, massive tier list right here. So I think what we're going to do is, after we rank Godzilla 2014 right here, we will cut, and I think that's a good halfway point for us. Then I will release part 2 to this tier list video, like a week after this video right here. So I think that's pretty fair. This way this video is not terribly long. But alright guys, we'll go ahead and we will get started. So, moving on to Godzilla 84. Godzilla 84, without a doubt, is a god tier character. You know, he's the Godzilla who brought Godzilla back to his roots, made him that big nuclear threat to Japan, and I just love his movie. And guys, keep in mind, we're basing all these characters here, we're basing them based on their role and their character in the movies, not on design. Not design, role, character. That's what we're basing this list on, so keep that in mind. Alright, so next, moving on to 55 Anguirus. 55 Anguirus isn't as interesting as his other incarnations. The only thing he really has going for him is that he was the first kaiju Godzilla ever fought. So that's all he really has going for him, so I can't put him any higher. So it looks to me like they're separating Heisei Godzillas. I don't know why, it's all the same character, but Godzilla's role in the films are a little bit different. So we'll rank it 89, 91 Godzilla first. That is without a doubt a god tier character. Godzilla, you know, he was supposed to get erased from history in Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, but he actually came back bigger and badder than what he originally was. So yeah, that alone is god tier. And then we have the 94, 93 Godzilla. Not as good as these two, but not a bad character at all. So he will go in the A rank. Baby Godzilla is also going in the A rank. You know, this Heisei Baby Godzilla, and if this list contains, you know, Godzilla Jr. and Little Godzilla on here, they'll be ranked together because they are the same character. But this Baby Godzilla is without a doubt the superior infant Godzilla. Minya's gonna go down in one of those low ranks. He's not as interesting to me as Baby Godzilla. I love Baby Godzilla's whole like telepathic connection with Godzilla and Rodan. He's just a much better character. Unfortunately, the Baby Godzilla from Godzilla 98 isn't that good a character. He's just there to serve as like a mutant, kind of like raptor basically. Not interesting at all. Batra for me is actually a really great character, you guys. I'll put both forms of Batra there because they're the same character. You know, I love that he was thrown in to the Mothra film, the Heisei era, because it really adds a much more unique twist to Mothra's story. You know, the fact that we have a good Mothra and a bad Mothra, I thought it would definitely help the film a lot. So that's where Batra's gonna go for me. Now, the Behemoth from the Monsterverse, we haven't seen much of this monster, just briefly in King of the Monsters. So it's not really fair to judge it, so I'll put it in just the never seen category because we haven't seen much of this Titan at all. Moving on to Biollante, guys. Biollante, without a doubt for me, is an A tier character. I love her origin story, the fact that she's built around Godzilla cells and plant cells merged, and then there's something with, you know, the Doctor's Erica's spirit being in her as well. Like, she's just a real interesting character for me, so Biollante, A tier for me. Moving on to Burning Godzilla. Burning Godzilla for me is gonna go into the A tier as well. Actually, no, we'll put him in the God tier because the role that Burning Godzilla plays in Godzilla vs. Destroy is very pivotal. His meltdown could have caused the destruction of the planet. That is a huge impact. Like, you can't deny that. The Monsterverse Burning Godzilla, not as impactful as Heisei Burning Godzilla, but still a good character nonetheless. I'll put him in the B rank, just because, you know, he only appears briefly at the end of the movie where he completely demolishes King Ghidorah, but that's the only time we see him, so I feel like that's a fair place. This thing right here, I don't know what it is, so we're gonna put in Never Seen. Destroya, Adult Destroya. We're gonna put Destroya in the A rank for me. I love his origin. I love how they say he was like built from, well, not built, but he came to be from the Oxygen Destroyer, the weapon that killed the first Godzilla. That's a good way to twist. It's a good way to tie in what was supposed to be the last Godzilla film to the original. You know, it just brings it full circle. You know, so Destroya is a good character for me. The Doras, guys, the Doras are just terrible. You know, they completely ruined King Ghidorah's mysterious origin in the Heisei series, you know? Terrible. Moving on to 64 Godzilla, guys. 64 Godzilla is a god tier character. This is so unfair. We're putting so many Godzillas in the god tier, but it's true. 64 Godzilla deserves being in that god tier because he was the first time we saw Godzilla like really be indestructible. The military tried so many things to try to stop him, but nothing worked. So yeah, definitely a god tier Godzilla right there. The Mutos, guys, the Mutos from Godzilla 2014 is terrible. They're not interesting monsters at all. I'm not gonna explain myself, so don't even bother trying asking me. Anguirus from Godzilla Final Wars. Now, Anguirus is actually, the Final Wars Anguirus is actually a pretty enjoyable character. Very good scenes of him in the movie. I love the three-way fight with Godzilla, Anguirus, King Caesar, and Rodan. So that scene alone, I think, deserves to put Anguirus in the B tier. The Final Wars Anguirus, that is. Final Wars Ebirah, on the other hand, didn't really do much. He got his ass kicked to him by the mutant soldiers, and that's about it. Final Wars Gigan is gonna go. I could put him into that God tier or that very high A tier. You know what? I'm gonna put him in the God tier because Final Wars Gigan was definitely like the most active monster we saw in Godzilla Final Wars. While he is a pawn to aliens, you know, he's like the main pawn. He's like their go-to monster, you know. And plus, I love it that they added that he had an ancient rivalry with Mothra. Definitely real interesting for his character. So yeah, Final Wars Gigan is a God tier character for me. Another God tier, Final Wars Godzilla. I don't think I need to explain. He just came in, took out every single monster being controlled by Xiliens in that movie. Badass. Hedorah. Final Wars Hedorah, we didn't even see much of. So I could put him in the D rank, or I could put him in Never Seen. I'm going to put him in the D rank alongside with Ebirah because they both got obliterated by Godzilla. So, yeah. Moving on to Final Wars Kamacuras. Again, didn't really see this monster much in the movie. Going in the D rank. King Caesar is gonna join his buddy Anguirus up here. We got to saw King Caesar attack Shanghai, and then we also saw the three-way battle with Godzilla. So he's gonna join his buddy Anguirus. Kumonga, on the other hand, is gonna join his buddies Kamacuras and Hedorah and Ebirah right down here because he was just a monster Godzilla just obliterated easily. He didn't even obliterate, just got thrown up to the side. Didn't really do much. Not a good a character. Manda. Final Wars Manda. I could put him with his buddies down here, but Manda is actually a little bit more enjoyable. I loved his suspense sequence in the beginning, so I'll put Manda actually in the C rank. I'll be a little more fair. Minya. Be more specific. Final Wars Minya. You know, I'm gonna put Minya alongside his buddies down here. You know, they kind of twisted in all of Minya's films. They made him be Godzilla's son, like the son of Godzilla, made him be friends with the child, like in Godzilla's Revenge, made him change his size. Minya, I don't want to talk much about Minya. Final Wars Mothra. Final Wars Mothra, definitely not worthy of being the higher tiers, but I will put her in the B tier because Mothra only came in towards like the final battle of Godzilla Final Wars, so we'll put her right there. Final Wars Rodan is going to join his buddies King Caesar and Anguirus right there for reasons that I've said before with these two. And plus that epic scene of him in New York is just, you know, that's screenshot worthy. Heisei Rodan. Heisei Rodan for me is the worst incarnation of Rodan. I believe they separated Fire and regular Rodan. I don't know why they're the same character, but Heisei Rodan for me, not really the best. Design-wise, he's definitely the worst. They turned him into a pterodactyl. His origins, very mysterious. We don't really know much about him other than the fact that he came from another egg that was on the island they found baby Godzilla at. You know, the only good thing he has going for him is that telepathic connection he has with the baby Godzilla, but that is it. So we have some monsters down here from Space Amoebas. We have this Genheim, and then we have Gazora. Never seen Space Amoebas, so I can't rank them. We're gonna have to put them in never seen. 56 Rodan. Guys, 1956 Rodan for me is an A-rank character. This movie is very underrated. It's one of the very first kaiju films, the first kaiju film in color. And I love this Rodan more so than the Rodan that appeared with Godzilla, because this Rodan is actually a threat. He was a threat to Japan, not just an ally of Godzilla. He had a mate too. The people seem to forget that there were 2 Rodans in that movie, and the fact that they died together, they didn't want to live without the other. It's just, that's a great character development. Moving on to the Rodan who did appear with Godzilla in 1964 and 65. I'll put him in the B rank. Still enjoyable character. It's cool how him and Godzilla set aside their differences when Mothra goes off on her own to fight King Ghidorah. So yeah, I think Rodan's worthy of being in the B tier. Moving on to the GMK monsters, you guys. The GMK monsters, for me, I actually love their background. I love how they're the guardian monsters for Japan. So they're all going in the A tier. Yes, even King Ghidorah. A lot of people hate GMK King Ghidorah because they made him the good guy. But he's not even really a good guy. He's not going out of his way to protect Earth every single time. He's just acting out his duty as the guardian monster whenever evil is supposed to arrive. And of course that evil is Godzilla. GMK Godzilla is going in the God tier as well. Just the fact that his origin, the fact that he is the reincarnated from souls of those who died in World War II. That is such a cool backstory. Godzilla 1998, or Zilla. We are going to put you in the C tier. I mean, a lot of people will want me to put him in terrible, but Godzilla 98 is not as bad as everyone says. You know, people are just blinded by nostalgia, and they just don't appreciate good entertainment. You know, Godzilla 98 is entertaining, more entertaining to me than Godzilla 2014. That's just my honest opinion. So we have some more Godzillas down here. So we have Godzilla 2000 and Godzilla vs. Megaguirus' Godzilla. Godzilla 2000 for me, I will put into the B rank. Mostly because the origin behind this Godzilla is unknown. He just kind of came out of nowhere. But then Godzilla vs. Megaguirus Godzilla, we know Godzilla vs. Megaguirus rewrote the timeline. They made it so that Godzilla was not killed by the Oxygen Destroyer, but rather he just disappeared in the ocean and kept appearing throughout multiple years in time just to feed every now and then. So yeah, definitely an interesting take on Godzilla for that one. Next we have Godzilla Earth, or whatever, the anime Godzillas. Never seen, so I can't even rank them. It's not fair to rank them. Godzilla Jr., again, we'll put him with Baby Godzilla because they're the same character. Yeah, definitely the best infant Godzilla. Godzilla Jr., or Zilla Jr., whatever you want to call him, from Godzilla the series. I really enjoyed Godzilla the series. It did what the movie did not, and they made him more like Godzilla. They gave him kaiju to fight, made him indestructible, made him breathe fire. They treated him like Godzilla, so that is why he's the B rank. Godzillasaurus. Godzillasaurus for me, while we didn't really see him do much, only in the time travel sequence, he's gonna go in the C rank. I definitely loved the new origin they gave Godzilla for the Heisei series, so that's why I'll put him right there. Moving on to Showa King Ghidorah. Showa King Ghidorah for me, guys, is a god tier character, especially in his first appearance, Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster. The fact that his origin, he's just an extraterrestrial alien acting on his own will, wants to take over the world, is awesome. Unfortunately, they did make him a pawn to aliens in his later appearances, but you know, King Ghidorah in the Showa series had just a big presence about him. That's why he's going in the god tier. Moving on to Gorosaurus, you guys. Gorosaurus, he's just kind of there for me, you know? We didn't really see him all that much, just in King Kong Escapes, where he took up the role of the T-Rex, and then For All Monsters, where he actually played a big part in the role of fighting King Ghidorah at the end of the movie, so that's why he's going in the C rank for me. Moving on to Heisei King Ghidorah, guys. Heisei King Ghidorah is actually one of the worst King Ghidorahs. Like I said, I hate how they ruined King Ghidorah's origin. They made him the cute little Dorats, but I'll put him in the B rank, but keep in mind it's a low B rank. Moving on to Showa Mechgodzilla, guys. Showa Mechgodzilla is an absolute badass, okay? I don't think I need to explain. He just is. You know, especially if you watch Terra Mechgodzilla. If you haven't seen Terra Mechgodzilla in a long time, be sure you do so, because you really get to see what Mechgodzilla is capable of. You see him being a threat, destroying Japan, and it's just awesome. Moving on to Heisei Mechgodzilla, you guys. Heisei Mechgodzilla, not as good as Showa, but I'll put him in the B rank, you know? Yeah, just in the B rank. Doesn't have the same impact that Showa has, but still a great character. You know, nearly almost killed Godzilla. If Super Mech-Godzilla is on here, we'll put him in the same category because they're the same character. But yeah, that's all I can say about Heisei Mech-Godzilla. Mogira, not as impactful as Mech-Godzilla, so we'll put him in the C rank. You know, he's just kind of there. Moving on to the Heisei Mothra, you guys. Heisei Mothra will go into the B rank as well. Along with Batra, I think that's a fair place to put her because they have very similar origins. You know, they're just, one's good, one's evil. So I think that's a fair place to put Heisei Mothra. Again, with the larva form, they're the same character. We'll put them next to each other. Rodan, we'll put next to Fire Rodan. They're the same character. Don't need to explain myself for that. Now, Shin Godzilla's first form, the Kamada-kun. Interesting. Where should we put you? I will put Shin Godzilla's first form in the B rank because it's a real interesting take on Godzilla. That's what I really love about Shin Godzilla. Real interesting take on the character. So that's why we'll put his first form there. Next, moving on to another Space Amused monster, the Kamibus. Never seen the movie, so I can't rank him. Kaiser King Ghidorah. Now, Kaiser King Ghidorah is not as bad as Heisei King Ghidorah, but he's definitely not interesting at all. He's going in terrible. He should have stayed as Monster X. If he stayed as Monster X, I feel like the movie would have been a little bit better because we have this new, original, mysterious monster to be Godzilla's final boss, but instead, they took the cheap way out and turned him into a Ghidorah. This is just another Final Wars Godzilla, so we're not even going to rank that. Jet Jaguar! Jet Jaguar had only one film appearance, but he had such a memorable appearance because he was the main star of Godzilla vs. Megalon, pretty much. He's going in the B rank. That's just my honest opinion. Alrighty, where are we at right now? Alright guys, so we're almost done with this first part of the video. Let's see. Moving on to Toho Kong. Toho King Kong, not as impactful as MonsterVerse Kong in my opinion. So he will go just in the B rank because he's basically, you know, similar origin to the original King Kong, but, you know, not as interesting as the MonsterVerse Kong. Godzilla from the Kiryu Saga. Now, again, similar to Godzilla 2000, his character is, you know, he's just another Godzilla who pops out of nowhere. We know he's the second Godzilla of his kind, but that's about it. While it is my favorite Godzilla suit design, character-wise, he's just another Godzilla, kind of like Godzilla 2000, so that's why I'll put him right there. Moving on to the Mothra larvas from Tokyo SOS. Now, they're just Mothra larvas, they're just kind of there, so they'll go in the C rank. The adult Mothra, though, I'm going to put in the B rank because they added a real cool character arc to Mothra in Tokyo SOS. They say that if Godzilla's bones were not returned to the sea, the Mothra will seek war on Japan. That's pretty interesting. That's pretty badass, too. Moving on to Kiryu, guys. Kiryu is without a doubt a god tier character for me. I don't think I need to explain why. You know, he's built around the bones of the original Godzilla. The DNA in the bones trigger him to act out. Like, he's just a badass mech Godzilla. Definitely my favorite mech Godzilla next to Showa. Alrighty, now we have the two MonsterVerse Kongs. They're without a doubt A tier characters. I love the new origin story behind King Kong for the MonsterVerse. Kong Skull Island was good, but Godzilla Skull Island, Kong was really the star of the movie, so, you know, I'm putting him in the A rank. Alright, almost done, you guys. We're getting through them. Godzilla 73, the Hero Godzilla. Now, the Hero Godzilla from the 70s and the 60s, this is the... Where should we put Hero Godzilla? We'll put him in the B rank, you know, because Godzilla's not a terrible character, but the fact that they made him like a full-on hero sits uneven with some people. Little Godzilla, again, we'll put him with his other incarnations because they're the same character. Another Muto, you know where you're going. Terrible character. Mecha King Ghidorah will go with his other counterpart right there because they're the same character. I hated that they ruined King Ghidorah's origin in the Heisei series. I hated it. I don't know what this is right here, so we won't rate it. We have Megaguirus. Megaguirus is not the most interesting kaiju. Her film gets very overlooked by the other films in the Millennium series, so I'll just put her in the C rank. She's just kind of there. Megalon is another one. He's another one-off character. Well, he's not an alien pawn. He's just like this god that the Zootopia people worship. He's just a one-off character, so he's gonna have to go in the C rank as well. The Mega Nula from Godzilla's Mega Gears, or whatever they're called, they shouldn't even be on this list, to be honest. Alright, Godzilla from Invasion of Astro Monsters. This was the start of the hero Godzilla. So because it was the start of Godzilla being a hero, I'll put it in the B rank. So, actually, hold on. With that being said, we'll put full-on hero Godzilla in the C rank. Alright, how much more we got? Alright, a few more and then we're gonna cut this video off. This monster, I don't know what it is, so we won't rate it. The alien, not the Exilian, just the whatever alien from Godzilla 2000. Do we really rate this monster? I mean, he just appears for a quick second. Some kind of giant squid, not even gonna bother ranking it. Monster X. Monster X is better than Kaiser King Ghidorah. He's a more original kaiju, so he will go actually into the C rank. Because I wish they could have kept him as Monster X to do the final battle with Godzilla. It would have been a lot more entertaining, you know, a whole new original kaiju, but they just threw that opportunity out the window. Okay, Monster vs. Mothra. Monster vs. Mothra for me will join the other Mothras in the B rank. Really enjoyable character. So, put it right in there. Alright. Alright, so we're almost done here, you guys. So, moving on to Monster vs. Godzilla. We have 2014 and 2019. They are the same character, but their roles in the film are totally different. 2014 will go in the B rank, but 2019 will go into the A rank. Really, really great character. They really improved Godzilla in the later MonsterVerse films. We'll do one more. Monster vs. King Ghidorah is going to go in that God tier because they brought back King Ghidorah's origin, making him the extraterrestrial, space dragging, acting on his own will, not being an alien pawn, and it's just awesome. Alright guys, we're going to cut this video off right now because I don't want to be super long. So this will be part 1. Part 2 will come out very shortly, you guys, probably within like a week's time. So yeah, look forward. We'll be ranking the rest of these guys down here, and yeah. Alright guys, thank you for watching. I gotta go rest my voice, man. I gotta go rest my voice. You know, that was a lot of talking.